Hi everybody, it's Tish with Tish's Dishes. I am going to make empanaditas, and the traditional way is usually with tongue, cow tongue, and I grew up with that. And my grandmother, after like the other kids found out his tongue, then she'd make it with beef, and she would mince the meat and put pinon, make it sweet. It's so good. But since my husband doesn't like that, I am going to make it with apples. So I'll be right back and I'll show you what I do. Tish's Dishes, subscribe. Okay, I'm going to dehydrate them. That's what my grandma did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the peeling off. And what I'm going to do with the peeling is I'm not going to throw it away. So I'll be back. And once I peel these all like this, I'm going to peel them all, and I'll be back. Okay, Tish's Dishes, be right back. This is with the apples. I peeled them. Now, okay, so now let's see if I can do this with an apple. So I peeled it. I'm going to take the core out. Okay, the core is out. The core is out. Come on, core. Okay, the core is out. Put that to the side. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these apples, see, within it has like this little, where the seeds were at, I'm just going to pop it out like that. See, I popped it out. So I'm going to do this for all of them. Ooh, it's okay if it broke. No biggie. Pop it out. So you just have to be really gentle. Okay, then what I'm going to do for this apple, see, it's one apple. I'm going to dice it into at least 3. See? 3 of them. So I'm going to try to get out of each one 3. You can see 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to do 3. So when I'm done with this, I'll be back and I'll show you, and we're going to put in our dehydrated. Okay, let's get started. As you can see, I peeled them all. Come on, have a look. Okay, I'm just going to place them in here. I'm going to place as many as I possibly can in a tray. And you'll know when to turn them around is because they won't be sticking to the bottom of the okay. So this looks like a lot of apples, but after they dehydrate, it's really not that much. Okay, so that's one, and I have 3 more trays. I might just need really 2. We'll see how it goes. I might just divide those into there, but I'll be back. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. Okay, everybody, Tish's Dishes, subscribe. I am done. So I have 1, 2, and 3, and this is from 5 apples. And as you can see, I'm not going to put anything on them. See? I'm not going to put anything on them because when we rehydrate them, that's when we'll add some stuff into our rehydration of our apples. These are perfect. They absorb, but I'll show you when these put this on the hydrator now, and it's so good. Okay, we'll see you in 2 days after these dehydrate, and I'll show you what they look like. Yeah, this is only the first day, and they're almost ready, so it may not even take 2 days. See, remember how thick they were? This is how big they get. Ooh, voila. Okay, so they're pretty much ready. You hear them crunchy? Yeah, I think they're ready. So it was only like, I put them in last night, so we're due. And I do sometimes I leave the skin on the apples, and it tastes really good. Okay, guys, we're gonna be making empanaditas. So these dehydrated, See how they look? It was only a 24-hour period. I didn't want them to make too, see how they are? And they're so good. So what I'm going to do is rehydrate them. I have my pan here. I'm going to put, okay, I am going to put in, remember I told you like apple? I'm just going to pour it all in there. Okay. Then I'm going to let it rehydrate, and then I'm going to put, you have three options. You have the artificial vanilla, you have the bean vanilla, and you have the extract vanilla. So you can use whatever you want to put in there. When I get to the point, I'll put in some brown sugar. Then I'll combine some butter. So let's get that going, and I'll be back as soon as the apples rehydrate. Let me show you. Vanilla, I mean the apple juices in there. We're going to make sure they're all submerged. So we're going to get this hydrate, and then we'll get going from that point. I didn't use them all, so my husband will be very happy. He ate the skins on the other one. And then I'll be right back, and we're going to make... This is the apples rehydrating and the apple juice. Whoa, huh? Versus the vanilla. So I wanted to add that on in so that it works into the apples as they're rehydrating. Sorry. The reason I do this is that so they don't turn all smushy, but they're easier to work with. So now we're just gonna let it congeal, and then once we get it to where it's thick, then we'll add some butter in it, okay? And then once all that's done, then we'll work on the crust. Okay, guys. Okay, see, it has everything in it now. Now it's gonna get thicker with the sugar, so I don't have to add any starch. If I do have to get it thicker, I'll get some of the broth out of the mixture, and then mix some starch in it, and then I'll put it in so it gets thicker, okay? I'll be back. TishsDishs. Empanaditas. Yum, yum. I got a little bit of the liquid out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of starch in it. You can use a little bit of flour. What you want to do is mix it in. You don't need very much. I'm going to mix it in. See, and you don't want to put the starch in the actual mixture, because the starch will lump on you, and it still will lump. So you gotta just keep on whisking it until all the lumps go away. But if you put it in the mixture hot, you won't get the lumps out at all. You are stuck with a lumpless fixture. So, see? So the starch is in there. And then what you do, once that's like that, then you just get your spoon and just pour it in. Take it all out, Yum, yum. Okay. Now I'm just going to mix it right on in, and now it'll get even thicker. You want it thicker because we're making empanaditas. And we are going to fry them. Okay. And the reason you dehydrate your apples, because when you rehydrate them, they still have the crunch, but they don't turn mushy. So that's the thing, is you don't want them to turn mushy. Or a little bit there. Delicious. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this around and let it get thicker. And once it gets that one point of thickness, okay, see how it looks? It's almost done. And once it's just a little thicker, and then we'll put the butter in, and then we'll put it to the side, and then we'll make our dough batter. Okay, be right back. TishsDishs, subscribe. Hi guys, it's Tish with TishsDishs. So I cut my empanadita. Look how delicious that looks inside. So empanaditas, I made them instead of the old-fashioned way when my grandma used to use minced meat. I used apples. I dehydrated them, rehydrated them with apple juice. Really got the really good 100% apple. And I have my own little secret recipe on type. It's a sauce that I created. I'll show you how to do it next time. My husband says he's reminding him of a little Debbie cake, so it's with a sauce on it because it's really lightly. So follow this recipe and make empanaditas, TishsDishs. Subscribe.